literally has been begging me to make this sweet bread. It only takes a few ingredients that you have in your pantry, and it is so easy. You're gonna have fresh smelling sweet bread in your kitchen in no time. These are the ingredients that you will need to be making your easy sweet bread. So in my bowl, I just have a bowl right here. I'm gonna be adding a half a cup of warm water. That is very important. This is 3 teaspoons of active dry yeast. We're gonna add that to the warm water and give that a really good mix. We're just gonna incorporate all of that dry yeast. We're trying to dissolve that. And then we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm actually using organic cane sugar. You could use regular white sugar, that is perfectly fine. And then we're gonna let this sit for about 3 minutes. And then after 3 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and add our half a cup of warm milk, a 1/4 of a cup of melted butter, and we're just gonna give that a nice little stir. And then we're gonna go ahead and add 1 egg into our mixture. Then we're gonna give that a nice stir. And then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. We wanna make sure that this is fully mixed up. I have 3½ cups of flour, and we're gonna add that to our liquid mixture. Ooh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so good. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix all of this in just slowly. If you have a KitchenAid, you could definitely use the KitchenAid instead of using your hands, but today we're gonna be using our hands. And then once we can't mix it anymore, we're gonna go ahead and use our hands. Oh yeah, this is the fun part. You know, making bread with your kids is so much fun. It's a great activity. They love it. I mean, kids love to get their hands all ooey and gooey. And then let's go ahead and pour this out onto our countertop, and then we're gonna keep kneading it. If it's sticky, go ahead and add a little more flour. And if it's too dry, go ahead and add a little more water. So just keep on kneading it. I'm adding a little water because it's really hard to knead this. And I can just tell that the flour is really thick. And then we're gonna keep kneading this for about 5 minutes. And if you have little helpers in your house, be sure to have them come on over and help you out. Okay, and after about 5 minutes of kneading, your dough should look pretty good. Should be pretty firm and squishy. See how it bounces back at me? That's kind of what you're looking for. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of roll this into a nice ball. And I'm just pushing my fingers over so it's in a nice ball like this. All right, and then we're just gonna take our bowl that we had mixed everything in. We can use that same bowl. We're gonna go ahead and place it inside the bowl, cover it with saran wrap, or I've actually got one of these reusables, and we're just gonna go ahead and cover it. We're gonna come over to the oven, and all you need to do is put your oven light on, just like that. And we're gonna stick this in the oven, and the oven creates like the perfect environment. It's not gonna be too hot, it's not gonna be too cold, because what we need to do is really get that activated yeast going so that our bread can rise. And this heat is just gonna help that bread rise so well. We'll let it rise till it's about a double in size, which is probably around an hour, hour and a half. Just keep checking it. And I'll also put a link in the description box down below for those lids that I'm using to cover my bowl with, because they really come in handy. All right, it's been about an hour and a half, and it has definitely gotten a lot bigger. Look how pretty it looks. Look how pretty this is looking. So next we're gonna do is we're gonna take up our fist and we're gonna punch it in just like that. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and we're gonna shape it into a loaf shape, or any shape that you like. I personally like a loaf shape, but you could do like a circular shape if you wanted to. Okay, and then I have my stoneware right here. You could use a regular pan if you wanted to. And then we're gonna take a serrated knife, just like this. So you wanna make sure that it's a serrated knife. And then go ahead and cut little slits inside of your loaf. Just makes it really pretty. Some people use a razor blade, but I find that a serrated knife, which is a bread knife, and we're gonna use that to cut it anyways, works just as well. And then we'll go ahead and cover this with a clean towel. Then we'll put that back in the oven until it doubles in size. Maybe not quite as big, but we do want to let it rise one more time before we bake it. Make sure you have your light on. So we'll probably go ahead and let that rise for at least another hour. All right, so we went ahead and let that rise for a few hours. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, it looks so big. My goodness, let's look at this. Holy cow, look how pretty that looks. Now we're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees, and then once it's preheated, we're gonna bake it for 30 to 40 minutes. Look how pretty this looks. Y'all, this is gonna be so delicious. I am so ready for this. Your family is gonna love it too. All right guys, we just pulled it out of the oven and look how pretty this looks and just gorgeous. Look at this. Let's go ahead and cut this. I am so excited about this bread. Okay guys, now it's time for the taste test. I put some butter on this and oh my gosh, this is gonna be so delicious. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and taste this. I went and tore it apart and it just came apart perfectly. It is so delicious. It's so moist. It is perfect. It's a little dense and that butter on top just makes it oh so good. This would be so good with some coffee or even some tea. It can make a great even after dinner dessert. It is so delicious. Now my family's been begging me for this and I'm sure yours is gonna beg for you to make it just as well. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And if you'd like to see another video, click on the video link right here and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.